Hey guys, it's Zach with Z's Tees, and here is my 2018 summer collection video. As you can see, this is my current setup. I have all 35 tarantulas and 1 scorpion pretty much right here on this bookshelf that I have. The enclosures you're seeing on the bottom are from Hobby Lobby, the mini football helmets, and then all my small slings are in AMAC boxes. On the right, I have a few other tarantulas. Alright everybody, this is my Brachypelma amelia, the Mexican red leg. And these tarantulas are a very stunning species. Most of the Brachypelmas for that matter look good, but yeah, this one is definitely a looker. Alright, this right here is my AVICULARIA. And these are another stunning species. They go through several color changes when they're young. And then they have those common adult AVICULARIA colors. But these are really cool tarantulas, and they are also cheap to obtain. This right here is my Holotella longipes, and this is a rare tarantula. It's actually a dwarf species. They don't get all that big really, maybe like 2-3 inches. Here's another dwarf species. This is my Ceratocyrus leetsi. If you've never seen an adult species before, I highly recommend you go check it out. A lot of the Ceratocyrus species are really cool looking, and in my opinion, the leetsi is probably one of the coolest, maybe next to the Rite. But yeah, cool species to own. I got this one. This one actually already molted on me, but when I first got it, the thing was tiny. Go check my dwarf unboxing if you want to see how small it was. On to the next one. Here's my SALMOPOUES Armenia, and as you can see, this little guy burrowed down in a web tunnel and pretty much stays in there all day. But yeah, this little guy had an attitude. He almost got me when I did my unboxing of the Samos. Alright, here's another SALMOPOUES, the SALMOPOUES CAMBRIDGEI. And this guy I didn't see until I was filming this, but this one actually had molted. This was probably like a day or 2 days old from the molt, so I ended up pulling out the mealworm. But yeah, these grow quite fast. If you're kind of out of the beginner stage, you can check out the SALMOPOUES genus. Alright, here's my Gramistola pulchripes, a chocolate goldeny, and this is a great species to own. They're super hardy. They actually get quite big, and they have cool colorations, and they're pretty docile, but they are food aggressive, so you just got to be careful with that. But yeah, I'd say the Choco is definitely in the top 10 for a beginner species, and they're not all that expensive either, so definitely all pluses. Alright, here's another really good beginner species, and this is my Brachypelma ALBOPILOSUM, the Honduran curly hair. I think if I had to choose a species for the best beginner species, this would be mine. They're probably one of the most available teas out there. They're cheap. They grow pretty pretty decently. They're not fast, but I'd say they're medium. But they are awesome eaters, and mine for the most part stay right out in the open. So that's really all you could ask for. But yeah, you know, starting out, you don't want to shell out a bunch of money for a tarantula. So I think like a $20, $30 adult curly hair, you know, would be a perfect starter tee. And the slings are what, like $5-10. So yeah, get yourself a curly hair. Here's my Tapinauchenus violaceus. And the Tapinauchenus genus, they're known to be some of the fastest tarantulas in the hobby. But this one is really cool looking. It's the purple tree spider. And it's starting to get its adult colorations, but they're just so quick you could barely even see it. If you blink, you'll miss it. But yeah, on to the next one. Alright, this is my little BUMBA CABOCLA. I got this guy as a freebie. Another really cool species. I don't see it too often. It usually just stays burrowed down in its enclosure, but I'm excited to see when it will get a little bit bigger. Alright, this is my LASIODORA PARAHYBANA. This guy's about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, and he just doesn't really eat that great for me. But I guess he's kind of like a runt, but he's doing okay. So on to the next one. This is my SAZAMAI poultry, the Panama Blonde. And yeah, this is a really nice looking tarantula, guys. You know, I'd say if you're gonna get a Samo, you could start out with one of these or maybe the CAMBRIDGEI. So far my poultry is a lot more docile than my CAMBRIDGEI, but yeah, really cool tarantula. Alright, here's my Grammostola pulchra. This guy is pretty much just a pet rock right now. He just sits in one corner and just chills for most of the day. Alright, here's another CAMBRIDGEI. Just caught his mealworm. This one right here is pretty feisty. Since he molted and got a decent amount of size, he's been throwing up threat postures pretty much every time I open his enclosure. But that's just a warning, you know. He doesn't want you coming in on his territory, and I can respect that. So as long as he stays in that enclosure, we're all good. On to the next one. Here's my AUGACEPHALUS EZENDAMI. This is the golden baboon. This is my first old world tarantula. They were recommended to me as like one of the best beginner old world. So yeah, I got one and they're pretty cool so far. Alright, here's my HETEROMETRUS SPINIFER, the Asian forest scorpion. This is just a quick shot of him because he spends most of his day down in his burrow. So this was the best shot I could get. They are a cool scorpion though. Alright, here's a species of CERATOCYRUS that I got at the pet shop. It was labeled a horned baboon. So I'm assuming it's either a Darlingi, Marshalli, or Sanderi, but we won't know until it molts a few more times. Okay, here is my APHONOPELMA calcodes, and this is another one that likes to stay burrowed. They are actually really beautiful when you see them out in the open, but yeah, this guy, he is pretty skittish. Anytime I open up the enclosure, or even touch it for that matter, he just bolts down to his burrow. Alright, this is my small Brachypelma KLASSI. I got this guy as a 1/4 inch sling, and he has molted once in my care so far. But yeah, they're Just like any Brachypelma, they eat really good, and this guy's no exception. Alright, here's my Neohoathelli Inse, the Trinidad olive. And this is another dwarf species. As you can see, they web up their enclosure a lot. And they're pretty fast growers too. Probably in 6 months, he's gone from 1/4 inch to about 1.5 inches. So yeah, cool species. Here's my Harpactira pulchripes, the golden blue-legged baboon. So this was my dream tarantula getting into the hobby, and I gave myself a year, and I found this guy for a gem of a price, so I had to hop on it. But yeah, it's another old world species, so you gotta be careful with those guys. Alright, here's my Chromatopelma cyanopubescens, the green bottle blue. And this is a really cool tarantula to own, guys. I wouldn't put it in the beginner species, but I mean, they're not that hard to own. You just have to have all your basic husbandry down. I mean, some of them can be slightly skittish. I mean, mine pretty much just chills out in the open when I open the enclosure, but I wouldn't put it in the top 10, but maybe in the top 20 beginner species. But if you just want a beautiful tarantula that eats really good, this one would be your tarantula. But apparently they do have a little bit of an attitude when they get a little bit older. Alright, so here is my Pamphobedius macala, the purple starburst tarantula. And just like any other Pampho, these guys are awesome eaters, and they grow fast and get pretty big. So I think when this guy will be fully grown, or girl, it should be pushing around 8 inches. Alright, I'm starting to get into my NHANDUs now. So I have 3 NHANDU chromatuses, 2 of them molted already, or in the past week of this video. Yeah, like I said, NHANDUs I wouldn't say are a good beginner species, but definitely after you've had a few tarantulas and you're comfortable getting your husbandry down, this could be a tarantula for you. They are a stunning looking species. They eat really well, and they have a little bit of that attitude. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool tarantula to own. Alright, here's my Haplopus species Columbia large, the pumpkin patch tarantula. And this one is probably one of my favorites in my collection. This is probably the one I watch the most, because I just find them very interesting. They're always doing something, and I got lucky with mine. It's very docile, so really cool tarantula to own. So here's my NHANDU chromatus number 3. This is probably my biggest NHANDU, and this one hasn't molted yet. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit drab in coloration, but probably in a week or 2 it'll molt. And here is my NHANDU chromatus number 2, and this one molted like about a week since I filmed this video. But yeah, you can see the difference from the NHANDU number 3 to NHANDU number 2. Just how bright the abdomen is on this one. Really cool species though, and they're not as bad as some people make them out to be. If you just give them their space, they'll leave you alone. Alright, here's the Cochiana brunipes, the dwarf pink leg. And this guy is tiny. This is another one that I got from my dwarf unboxing video. And this one molted as well. So it's still really small even after one molt. So we need to get these guys at least a couple more molts in. Alright, here is my Phormictopus cancerides, the Haitian brown. This guy is I don't know, he's curious. Like he's not very aggressive. But I mean, he's like Shanti Perez actually said that this guy's like a youthless species red, temperament wise. I mean, he'll just walk out of his enclosure, just wander around a little bit, and then he'll end up going back in without a problem. But yeah, this is a cool species though. Formictopus are great eaters. They are known to have attitudes, and they get big as hell and they grow fast. So get yourself a Formictopus species. Alright, here's my Tarantula SAZAMAI, the Brazilian blue. This was a tarantula I had to get once I got into the hobby. I actually seen these guys in an article before, and the blue on this tarantula is absolutely stunning, especially after a molt. So it's another really cool one to have. Here's my Brachypelma ALBOPILOSUM, another Honduran curly hair, and this one is kind of at a juvenile status, and yeah, cool tarantula. Here's my CARIBENA VERSICOLOR. These guys are awesome. They eat really good, and the color changes on these guys are amazing. When they're slings, they're bright blue, little fluffy guys, and then when they get older, you see they have this purple green carapace, and they are, mine's at least, really feisty, but really cool tarantula to own. Highly recommended. Here's my Brachypelma HAMORII, the Mexican red knee. This was the first tarantula I got. I got him as a 1/4 inch sling, and in about a year's time, he is about 1.5 inches and sporting his adult coloration. So they do take a little bit to grow, but a really cool species to own. And here is my APHONOPELMA SEEMANNI. I got this girl at the pet shop, and I mean, look at her. She is another beautiful tarantula, and she's getting beefy. She's honestly probably my biggest tarantula in my collection right now. Alright, here is my Madagascar hissing cockroaches. I got these from Greg Rice. I actually won his giveaway, and I got a few tarantulas from him, and he threw in some free Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and I believe I still have all 8 that I got from him, and they were tiny when I got them, so they're growing pretty good. Alright, here's my AVICULARIA METALLICA. This is another one I got from a pet shop. I got her as a juvenile, and these guys are beautiful. I mean, I really like the Avicularia, or just Avicularia genus in general. A lot of the tarantulas are really cool looking, but the Metallica, they look so neat with that fluffy white hair all over their body, with like the blue legs and carapace. It's almost like a teal blue or something, but they're really good eaters, and mine is super docile. This is really the only tarantula that I will handle from time to time, but that's not too often. But yeah, really neat tarantula. Alright, here is my Brachypelma vagans, and this girl actually molted like the day of this video, so this is her like the next day. But yeah, awesome tarantula owned, beautiful colorations. But yeah, anyways guys, that's the end of the video, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.